Hi guys, this is Mary. Welcome back to Cardz TV. It's time to start making some Mother's Day cards. It will be here before we know it. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I've already made a card using my Silhouette Cameo, but I wanted to show you how to make pretty much the same card. It won't be quite identical, but very close, using the Cricut Wild Card cartridge and the Forever Young cartridge. These are older cartridges, but they've got some great cuts in them. We'll also be using one of my Cardz TV stamp sets. This is Mother's Day, and we're going to use There's No Other Like My Mother and Happy Mother's Day. Now, here's the card that I made using the Silhouette Cameo, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. I just love this Victorian cameo. Just so pretty. This card in the Silhouette store is number 16459, and I cut it out at an A2 size, and it cuts the lattice in the front of the card. So I backed that with some of this pretty paper, and the papers came from this K.I. Memories Doilies paper pad. And I didn't have enough of the same paper to do both cards, but I did find two that were similar in that paper pad. But I think this one's really pretty. It's got these gorgeous doilies with little flowers on them. So, and the back of it is this pretty blue. So I put that behind the lattice. Now, the cameo in the Silhouette store is number 17381, and I'll have the dimensions for everything at the end of the video and the supplies that I've used. And this is popped up. I've got the oval popped up, and then the cameo is popped up on one thickness of foam tape. I added some Recollections pearls for a little necklace, and this is some black grosgrain ribbon. I just tied it in a bow. It's attached with some glue dots. Then I cut a little banner. Now this is all on one thickness of foam tape. My banner is on two thicknesses because it goes across the bottom of this oval. I used Memento Tuxedo Black ink and stamped There's No Other Like My Mother. That's from the Cardz TV Mother's Day set. For the inside, I've got some more of that pretty doily paper, and I cut this oval also using my Silhouette Cameo, and this is a set of nested scalloped ovals, and that set is 3628. And I've stamped Happy Mother's Day with the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and this is also from the Cardz TV Mother's Day stamp set. I think it turned out really pretty, and I wanted to do a similar card using the Cricut. And I went ahead and cut the white card base, and I took my corner chomper, and I used the quarter-inch side, and I've rounded the corners on this side of the card, just like on this one. And I got out my Wild Card cartridge because I remembered that there was some lattice on there. And it's on page 33, so you would hit Shift and Icon, and you'll get this lattice right here. And I cut this at 4 1/4 inches. And I've gone ahead and attached it to some pretty blue paper that's very similar. And what I did, I went ahead and cut out close to the size that I needed and glued the lattice on with some Tombow Mono Multi glue, and then I just trimmed it down. And I cut, like I said, I cut this at 4 1/4, but it ends up being 3 inches by 4 1/4. And that's going to go right there in the center. And it's not exactly like the cameo version, the Silhouette Cameo version, but it's close. It's as close as I can get it. But I think it's going to be just as pretty. Now, for the cameo that's going on the front, I could not find a Victorian cameo in any of the Silhouette cartridges that I have. So I went to the Forever Young cartridge, and on page 42, I found this one under Emblem. And I've gone ahead and cut my background. I cut a white one. I hit Shift and Emblem, and this white one is cut at 3 1/4 inches. Then I did the same thing again, but I cut a black one at 3 inches. And then without shifting, I cut, using Emblem, this one out of white because I only wanted the model's head. I didn't want the surrounding oval. And I took that white cameo, and that's going to go on just like that. So they're very similar. And this was also cut at 3 inches. I've got another black bow out of that grosgrain ribbon. I'm going to put that at the top. And I've got some more of these Recollections adhesive back pearls, and I'm going to give her a little necklace too. And I also cut another banner, which is going to go right down here. And I think it's going to look very, very similar. So I'm going to get my adhesive and get all this adhered down, and then we're going to do the inside of this card as close as we can to this one. Now here are 2 cameo cards, and they're very similar. So we're going to do the inside of this one just like we did this one, with the oval and Happy Mother's Day. Now I didn't cut the mat for this one as big as this. I had to cut this one the same size because I had to also cover this side. So I needed it to be the same. But for the inside of this card, I've cut it a little bit smaller, and I'll have all the measurements at the end of the video. So here's this mat, and I've also rounded the corners on it, and it's going to go right there. And then I cut another one of those white oval emblems from the Forever Young cartridge, and this one I cut at 3 1/2 inches, and I've also stamped it Happy Mother's Day, and that's going to go right there. So I'm going to adhere this down, and we'll come back and take a look at both cards. Here are both of my finished Mother's Day card. This one made with the silhouette cameo, and this one made with the cricket. And you can see they're very, very similar. And I think they're very pretty, both of them. And then here's the inside of the one made with the silhouette. And the inside of the one made with the cricket is very, very similar. So there we go, guys. If you don't have a silhouette cameo, you can still make this card. And if you do have a silhouette cameo, I'll give you all the numbers and everything you need for both cards at the end of this video, as well as the supplies I used. Thank you so much for coming by today, guys, and spending some time with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Thank you for subscribing and always leaving such nice comments. I'll see you again soon with another card. Bye now.